I said earlier that sometimes aerobic-based training or endurance training, it kind of gets a bad rap in today's swimming. And there's USRPT. I don't have a problem with USRPT or things like that. I feel like, however, it's a part of the whole. I think USRPT is a training set as opposed to a training program. I know it's a training program for some, and that's what they want to do. However, I will use everything under the sun. I just don't use it as an entire program. So I want to talk about developing a positive attitude or mindset about endurance training. And this is something you'd have to sell your swimmers on. Each swimmer needs to create a pride in their training, whatever they're doing. It has to matter to the swimmers that they want to go fast and faster and accept being challenged. And I don't care if they're a sprinter, they're a stroke swimmer, or they're a distance swimmer. I think you need to challenge all of those groups with either longer sets or longer swims. And regardless of what events they swim, I think we also like to say, and this was said by George Haynes years ago. I heard this at a talk, it was one of his last ASCA talks. And it just makes common sense to me that when you train for an event, you train under the distance of that event, at the distance, and over the distance. And I know there's people there's resistance to training over the distance, but I think it's a smart thing to do, and you have to try to incorporate it into your training plan. So just to continue in that way, be open to all training. And again, I'm just rehashing what I said a little while ago. Try to cover all training on a weekly basis, longer sets or swims, IM swimming, stroke swimming, sprint swimming, kicking and pulling, all right? Create a variety on a daily basis in practice. So if you have a distance group or a distance set you're doing in any given day, so distance isn't always long swims or 3100s. And I know that Bruce talked yesterday about the 3100 set, which is one of his favorites, and it's an outstanding set. You can certainly do it a number of different ways. I like the way that he had presented it yesterday. But, you can do, and I'm going to give you an example here. And here you're just working on maybe negative splitting a little bit, right? Or trying to be faster as you go through a set. So here's a 2,300 yard set that only takes 26 minutes. It's for an A group in our senior group. It's 2 450s, 2 250s, and then 6 150s. That adds up to 2,300, I guess. And the first 450s on 5:20, and then the next one's on 5 minutes. So we want the second one faster than the first. 2 250s, one on 3 minutes, which is no problem, then one on 2:40. And then 6 150s where we're going 2 on 145, 2 on 140, 2 at 135. So we're always, in each of these little sets, we're trying to go a little bit faster. And you can do that set any way you want. You can make it a best average set. You can make it each of those swims negative split instead of the second one faster than the first. You can decide any way how it's done. It's still a 2,300 yard set, and it's done in a short amount of time.